This is one of those problems. When you see it on your STAR test, you know you're going to get it right. And here's why. Let's take a look at it. It says a company is drilling a water well. The graph models the linear relationship between the depth of the well and the time spent drilling. Which function represents the relationship between y and x? So the first thing I notice is that the axis of my graph, the axes, they don't count from 0 to 10. This one goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this one actually counts by tens. It goes 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So before I start graphing these, I'm going to set my graph up to look like this one. Here's how I do that. I click on the little wrench, and I'm going to change my x-axis so that it goes from 0 to 5, and then I'm going to change my y-axis so that it goes from 0 to 50. So I'm just choosing the numbers that are on the graph I was given and making it match that. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm just going to scroll it a little bit. Yeah, this goes up to 50. That goes over to 5, maybe over to 6. It's close enough. This is about the same range that I have on the graph there. So now that we've set up our settings, we've adjusted our settings. Let's look here. I'm going to type y equals 6x and see if it gives me that graph. This actually looks pretty close. Let's actually compare in detail here. I see that on the graph in this problem I was given that at 1, it should be a little bit higher than 5, right? So this is where 1 would be. Yeah, that's a good match. At 2, it should be a little higher than 10, not quite up to 15. Yeah, that's good. That's the right kind of point. At 3, it should be a little bit lower than 20. So here's 3, halfway between 2 and 4. Yeah, it's a little lower than 20. This looks good. I think this is probably my graph. But let's try the other ones and see about them. Here's y equals 30x. No, that's not right. I can tell looking at the picture. Now that I've set my settings so that I have the same axes as the graph here, I know this is not the right graph. They should look similar and these don't. How about 5x plus 30? No, my graph goes through the origin, the one I need. This graph does not go through the origin, so that's not it. How about choice D? Nope, again, it doesn't go through the origin and it needs to. So it's not C and it's not D. So it looks like it was answer choice A, y equals 6x. And the key is when your axis doesn't go from 0 to 10 or from negative 10 to 10, then adjust it. Click your little wrench and make it have what it needs to have. And then you'll be able to clearly see which graph matches correctly.